I think they were trying to get a Buck Rogers look, if you would, with the fins on the taillights and that little antenna coming out of the air vents on the front.
Hey folks, it's Rob with Two Guys in a Ride, and today I am in beautiful Lakeland, Florida, and this is the Lake Mirror Concours d'Elegance, and I found this absolutely stunning car, and Larry owns this car. Larry, tell us what you've got here.
Well, we got a 1958 Mercury Turnpike Cruiser. It's on a Montclair chassis, but they trimmed it out and called it a Turnpike Cruiser. They only made them for 2 years. The first year was 1957. They almost discontinued them in 1958, but decided to keep the two-door hardtops and four-door hardtops. And I happen to have one of them. I got it from a collector 17 years ago out in Seattle that had it in museum. I drive it, so it's put on about maybe 25,000 miles since I bought it.
Okay, you do drive it.
I do drive it.
So it's not a daily driver, but it's a weekend Turnpike Cruiser.
That's correct, and it drives beautifully. It's like riding on in your living room on your sofa.
Oh, sure. So were you looking for this car, or you just saw this car and it spoke to you?
Actually, my wife bugged me to get a car that was drivable.
Okay.
I was building a street rod, taking forever to get it done. You know, life gets in the way, and she says, you go to all these car shows, you need to get a car that you can drive.
Sure.
And so we looked and shopped for this together, and this caught our eye and the uniqueness of it. There's just not any around. It's got a great color combination for this year. This is the factory car colors. It's been repainted, but it is the factory colors on it.
Well, as I was telling you, that's what stopped me, is the beautiful color combination. Now, do you know what the name of the colors are, or we'll just say white and blue? If not.
Yes, I've forgotten.
Or Larry,
I've got all the color chips.
If you want to make it up, I don't care either. So
no, that's all right.
If any of our viewers have any idea of this, it's kind of a teal blue, a little bit darker, and not a bright white, but it's a kind of a cream white.
It's like an ivory.
Yeah, like an ivory.
They call it an ivory.
Any of you guys watching have any idea? If you want to leave a comment about what color combination this is, drop a line down below. So, you know, I was talking to you off camera. One of the cool things about this car, you said they made it for 2 years only.
Correct.
And as a friend of mine who's a big Chrysler Mopar winged car collector would say, it's got a bunch of gewgaws on it.
Yes.
There's not a panel on this car that doesn't have a gewgaw. Yeah. And so for just 2 years, the number of things they added and the little Easter eggs everywhere on this car.
There are. Of course, the signature items are the air vents and the corner vents of the windshield. That's what sets a Turnpike Cruiser apart from the standard.
So that actually has like a flap inside.
Yes, those are
open
functional.
Or close, and the air will come in. And then, of course, the Turnpike Cruiser with the rear window that rolls down.
Electric breezeway window.
There you go. That's your air conditioning, folks.
There it is.
However, they did come with factory air as an option.
They did. Yeah, this did not have it, nor the power windows. If you look, it does have the push-button transmission.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, which is unique. It's also got a electric power memory seat. So it does...
Memory seat?
Correct. So it will move back to give you extra leg room to get out and in, then go back to its preset position when you turn the key on.
And as most folks our age would know, that moves the whole bench.
That's
not
correct.
Just the driver's seat. So your sweetheart beside you needs to be comfortable with your position as well.
That's right. No split seats on this.
Oh,
so, yeah.
You know, again, even like I was talking about all the gewgaws and stuff, you've got the little chrome pieces on the hood here. You've got the fluting on the rear view mirror. It's beautiful. I love the font that they used as well. But then you said these are actually functioning turn signal indicators.
Correct. That was another signature along with the opera lights.
Oh, let's take a look at those. So both inside and outside. It had the upper lights with the Turnpike Cruiser
Correct.
name. Now that was the trim
That's the
level?
trim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the roof window trim was all different on the Turnpike Cruiser from the standard Montclair.
Now, did all the Turnpike Cruisers come with the window that rolled down in the back?
Yes.
That was a signature of the Turnpike Cruiser.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And I love the hood over the window.
Yes.
You know, it's such a cool look. I remember these as a kid. And then we get back to the gewgaws again and we see all this chrome. But Larry, tell me about these taillights.
I think they were trying to get a Buck Rogers look, if you would, with the fins on the taillights and that little antenna coming out of the air vents in the front. They were trying to give it a futuristic look, I think.
Jet age, space age, you name it. You've got the afterburners, and it does. It looks
it does.
But you were saying too, I mean, I didn't notice it earlier, but look how far these taillights stick out at the back, and I'm pretty sure these are probably very, very hard to locate.
They are very difficult to locate. If you can, it'll cost you a couple of $100 to get a replacement lens.
But look at the details. I love it's actually got wings, but you know, it's very well hidden, but you get to see those from back here. And then actually the back is not that much ornamented.
No, actually that is the same bumper and rear trim that they use on the Montclair.
Do you think they ran out of ink in the designer's room, or paper, or gewgaws?
Well, since those weigh a couple hundred pounds, I probably didn't want to have to produce a different bumper.
Right. You got to have some economies of scale somewhere along the line. But the trunk deck too. Look how huge that is. You could, as my friend in Minnesota would say, you could fit 6 ex-wives in there if you cut them up properly.
We went up to Shades of the Past one year with this. We put our suitcase and 2 mountain bikes in the back. We took the wheels off, of course, and could close the lid.
And probably still had a lot of room around.
We did.
That,
It's a huge trunk. Engine compartment is also huge.
Well, but you've got a pretty good sized engine in there. Can we take a look at that?
Sure.
Then we'll come back again to the interior. Now, what have we got here?
This is a stock 383 cubic inch engine. It's a Ford Mercury Edsel engine. It's not a Y block.
Any idea of horsepower and torque on this?
330 horsepower on the 383. Yeah.
So it'll move along. It will really cruise the turnpike.
It will, with ease. Yeah.
But I'm sure it will. It'll pass everything except the gas station.
Not as bad as you would think.
Is that right?
It gets on the road around 15 miles a gallon, so that's not that bad.
But it makes up for it in town.
It does.
Okay. But again, this was built to cruise the highways.
That's correct.
And you were saying it's like sitting on your sofa.
It is. It's like riding in your living room down the road.
Oh man, let's take a look again at this beautiful interior. Now you were saying this is all original as well?
No, the headliners and the door panels, you can open that door there if you care to, Rob. They're all original. I did have the seats recovered. When I bought it, somebody had recovered the seat with the wrong material, and I found the correct factory material, and this beading was all yellowed on the back, so I did the back seat as well as the front seat.
So that design though is like silver in the silver threading to match the beading.
That is the correct
look at that
factory.
Boy, that's gorgeous.
Material and trim.
Now I said this earlier, I love the early attempts at a safety padded dashboard.
Yes.
That's fun.
And here is the control for that power seat. So you can set up, down, back, forth. So it's 4-way power.
Oh, it's up on the dash.
It's up on the dash. Okay. And then when you turn the car off, the seat goes all the way back. When you turn it on, it goes back to the position you set it.
Wow. And I love the dashboard. That's actually a glove box.
That's actually a glove box.
Oh, how about that? But this one is just static.
No, that's just padding.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the dashboard, everybody was just going wild with their dashboards and just making all the pods and everything it separated. But you got your speed just right up in front of you there.
Yes.
Easy to see because you have a huge steering wheel.
Yep. And this is one of the bars that come across.
Oh, it is.
It's a tape in there actually that shows you your speed. Everything works.
I love the wipers and then the lights on the little pods over there.
So I've done some upgrades just for convenience. I put electric wipers on it instead of the vacuum.
Oh, they were vacuum.
They were vacuum.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you know when you
the
accelerated, they stopped. Yeah.
Right. Or the slower you go, the slower they go.
Yeah. And then I put cruise control on it.
Oh,
and
okay.
Did the air conditioning. That is actually, it looks like the factory, but that's an aftermarket.
Right. And then there were two types of factory ACs. One, as you were saying, has the control on the box, and the other would have had the controls on the dashboard.
Correct.
Okay. So this would be a factual representation of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Does the clock still work?
It does. I had the battery disconnected. I didn't reset it yet.
Gotcha.
The clock does work. Everything in it actually works.
I love the lights here. These are your entry or interior lights.
And
wow, this is just a gorgeous car.
They thought of everything.
Oh,
there's the air vent.
Oh, I see
in that corner.
Yeah.
And you can turn it on and off and direct the air flow.
Yeah, and it's just not straight through. You can actually direct the flow as well.
Mm-hmm.
That is something else. Wow. Larry, this is such a beautiful car. What do you, we'll come back out here. What do you plan to do with this car?
Keep it.
And keep it and enjoy it.
Keep it and enjoy it.
Is it now part of the family where your wife
It is part of the
get rid
family.
of it?
My wife loves it.
Okay.
There's the standing joke when I go to a car show, if I've got the Mercury, my wife is probably with me.
Okay.
If I've got my Roadster, she's not.
Oh, smart woman, smart lady. They're not comfortable.
Those are something
you want a trailer, or you don't go more than 20 miles away from home with those.
Correct. Yeah.
They're cool, but they're not comfortable.
No, plan to keep it. It's such a unique car, such a nice driving car.
Yeah.
Really, if you would ride in it, you would be impressed.
Oh, I can imagine
the quality of the ride and the power for something back in the 50s.
Yep. These were something else at that time, I got to tell you. So one more thing, favorite memory with this car? Do you have one, or yet to be made?
I think our favorite memory is taking it on road trips. So we've taken it twice up to Pigeon Forge to Shades.
You've driven this all, really?
Correct. All the way from Florida.
And no qualms at all about its reliability?
No, my wife worries more than I do, but I've done my own work for years, so I can usually fix it.
A pair of pliers, a couple screwdrivers, and maybe a big hammer.
Yeah, we had speedometer gear act up on us the last time, so I had to stop and take the dash out and take the speedometer cable off. But then we fixed it when I got home.
But these things were so overbuilt back then.
They were.
I mean, that's why it's still here.
Very reliable. So,
wow. Man, I tell you what a beautiful car, what a beautiful day. Larry, thank you so much for bringing this car out and sharing it with us today. We appreciate it. You bet. Thanks for watching.